Are here.
Okay, good. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I really am delighted once more to be back in your midst, and I'm for this exciting time of this meeting. I'm trying to do dual roles now. I'm trying to maintain my sanity. I'm trying to maintain my composure while I sat in this meeting, because there's a lot of things going on in the background and around me, that I'm being enticed, but I'm gonna hold my head straight so that I can focus on the meeting. I wouldn't be distracted by the excitement that is around me, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I really thank you for this day. Thank you for the sacrifice. And I always say, Rotarian members, when I can see professionals who can sacrifice 1 hour of the week to look at what is good for their community, to join in fellowship, to exchange great ideas, and to look at what is good for the country and how we can improve the quality of life for those least among us. This makes me feel good. It gives me a special spark and comfort to know, despite the negative things that we hear, there are some positive things that are going on. So I feel so good to come in the Rotary Club of Nassau meeting. I feel so good, just walking into the Zoom site just now, it was like oh man, the expressions on your face, the smiles, the hails, what I saw, I had to walk slowly before I reached to the podium, So I'm really thanking you. We had a good time. We looking forward to another one of our exciting meetings. Let's turn it over to Philia.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Can you all join me with saying the Rotary Grace? Thank thee for the opportunity to join with this great Rotary Club and to share the fellowship of Rotarians everywhere. In the spirit of service, thank thee for our visitors, our guests, and the food which we are about to partake in. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
And now we will have Jamal with our PR. Sorry, we'll have Ebony with the toast.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
You can.
Yes. Okay, awesome. So raise your glasses or whatever you have and toast to the Queen and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Queen Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Queen Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Philia?
Hi, yes, so we're waiting on Jamal.
You calling me up?
Jamal is here.
You introduced him yet?
No fear. Jamal is here.
Jamal.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, it's my pleasure today to serve as your sergeant in place of my good buddy Darren. So my task today is to greet any visiting Rotarians. Firstly, do we have any visiting Rotarians here with us this afternoon?
Hi, good afternoon, past President Jamal, President
Past Assistant District Governor Karen.
It's
welcome,
great to be with your club again. Thank you.
Anyone else? Everyone don't speak at one time. No one else? Let me have a look. Let me call them out if I see anyone. Let me see. Where is it now? Participants. Let me see. I'm not even sure. I probably wouldn't even know myself. Some Rotarians, but it doesn't look so. So we're good. We're happy to have past Assistant District Governor Karen with us. Now we'll invite Rotarians to let us know if you have any non-Rotarians guests visiting with us today at your invitation.
Yeah, I have guests today, past President Jamal. I'd like to welcome Sophia Walker back again.
Sophia?
For her umpteenth visit now.
Welcome, Sophia. Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Good to have you with us. Anyone else?
Jamal, I'm not sure if Dr. Anita's on. I think she's out, but she does have a guest. That's Dana Davis Mott. She's a guest of Rotarian Anita Dean.
Okay, awesome. That's the Recia Davis Mott. Welcome. Good to have you. That's a very very impactful surname you have there. Good to have you with us. All right. Anyone else?
Good afternoon, past President Jamal Davis. This is Micheline Penn from the Sub Club in Cat Island.
Awesome. Good to have you, Rotarian Penn.
Thank you very much.
All right. How is things in Cat Island? The lockdown is ended yet?
Yes, it's ended and it's good. Good to be free again.
Awesome. Good news. Glad to hear it.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there's no other one else.
Well, I have one or two guests.
Yes, go ahead, President Stephen. Go ahead.
I also see from Cat Island, Mr. Herman Gilbert, he'll be the chairman once we get that club going up there. Herman Gilbert is back. We're glad to have you, Herman. Say hello. Right. You could wave to us and Herman just say hello.
Hi guys, glad to be here.
Welcome, okay. Welcome Herman.
That reception sounds so loud, like he on Como Hill, you know? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Also, we have visiting with us we have also Yvette Dane. Yvette, you with us?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon, everyone.
Yvette Dane Williams. Yes, she's with us. Okay, so another guest. She's coming back. Returning guest. You know, awesome. And also we should have Alandra Russell. Russell, are you here?
Hi, good day. Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Welcome.
These are returning visitors, Jamal. So you know, the product must be good if you got returning visitors, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So in the chat we have Siobhan Hollis. She saw our Facebook reminder and decided to join today.
Oh, excellent, right. Excellent.
Wow. I tell you, well, they can't fault us for not being technically inclined. You know, this little club certainly has really progressed and developed, and I think it is just a testament of the work and of what we do, and for the caliber of membership that we have here. So a pat on the back to each of you Rotarians. But as we do that, let's also take this time now to welcome all of our non-Rotarian guests.
Okay,
thank you very much. Now, do you have any apologies for any members not here with us today?
Apologies for Chantal. She has another engagement at this time.
Okay, thank you.
And Rotarian Anita Brown Dean, she's off the island.
Okay, I'll put an apology for Rotarian Darren.
I'll put an apology in for Rotarian Rakira Gibson.
Okay. All right, Madam Moderator, looking at the agenda,
Jeff Nash. Hi, Jamal.
Yes,
Jeff
go ahead,
Nash just posted. Jamal. Jeff Nash just posted an apology in WhatsApp group. He's stuck in a meeting.
Okay, great. It's very important, Rotarians, to send your apologies so we can know that yes, you're still in tune and that everything is all good. So please, yes, be minded to encourage people to send apologies whenever necessary. All right, so I'm trusting that each of you are wearing your pins and you know, promoting Rotary wherever you are today and each and every day. You know, I look forward to meeting you all in person soon, and also hope that some of all of our guests who is inclined with community service characteristics, that you know, you come on board and you become a part of us. Madam Moderator, that's my time. Wishing each of you every day, and I look forward to the remainder of this meeting.
Thank you so very much, Jamal. So now we will have President Stephen, the birthday boy, with his remarks and announcements.
We ain't sure that is so, that's unconfirmed reports coming out that there's a birthday, all right? Anyway, thank you very much. And it comes so quickly. I was waiting to I was getting a couple, I was just having a soft drink and was getting 2 more sips. I thought y'all would allow me to do that, but I had to cut everything short, as I relaxed throughout this day. We are so delighted to be back in this meeting. So proud of this great club. We are still basking and celebrating on the awards that we have won, that we have worked graciously so hard to obtain. And that gives everybody the deserve, a round of applause in this club for the outstanding job that they've done, your presence, because some people didn't have to show up, but they was there in spirit. The fact that they was in spirit, their spirit is so strong that it causes us, it re-energizes us and give us the energy to move on. We are so delighted for this club, and I'm always proud of this club. We have worked together as a team. We continue to work together as a team. Larry, that's good. That's clap, Larry. Larry, I know I can always have one fan. Larry's clapping, So, so we're just happy of this great club. We've came a long way, and we have only just begun. Just begun. When you finish, you're graduating from high school, now you just talked at the graduation ceremony. We've only just begun. So that is what's happening with this club. So Rotary is continuing. I'm sure you are finding it just what you came into it for. I feel that you are getting out of it what the expectation. It has exceeded the expectation. That is my hope, that it happens for all of us. This is all about giving back to our country. I really want to, Anita, I don't think she's here, but Jamal, you and the team, along with Anita on Saturday, I really want to commend you all for a wonderful job. Jamal, you mentioned a little something what happened on Saturday.
Yes, thank you, President Stephen. So Saturday, we spent the morning completing the eye care vision screening project. And we had Rhonda who flew in, I believe Rhonda flew in from, I'm not exactly sure the jurisdiction, I believe it might be Haiti, to aid in providing the frames and the glasses for the persons who they would have diagnosed as needing glasses. And their provision was made for 80 persons who would have been determined to require glasses. Out of the 80, about 66 to 70 showed up or would have received the glasses. And some of the feedback that I overheard was that when the children got the glasses on, they were like stunned. They were stunned because they didn't realize how much they were not seeing before having those glasses. So it was like a shocker to them. And that goes to show what type of impact this project actually has on the community. So Rotarians, I think this project to me was phenomenal, especially this year where we got to see everything in motion from start to finish. And we can safely say that we really completed what we set out to do with this project, and we have positively impacted the lives of at least those 70 children. So well done Rotarians. And, I look forward for us doing some more phenomenal things. If I have one moment to say this, we have one remaining and significant object left regarding this project, and that is little Natario. Little Natario, I Googled what the disease is that he has.
Jamal.
Yes?
Yeah, just in the spirit of goodness, I love what you're saying and you're excited, but I don't like that word object.
Object? What's
object
it?
Left. You said one object left.
Oh, okay, right. Thank you. Yes, President Stephen, thank you. We have the issue of Natario.
Yeah.
Right? We have that left. And I'll tell you that the disease, I think it was keratitis, and it's a disease where apparently fungus or some other bacteria or virus intrudes in the eye, And if it isn't treated, it leads to permanent blindness. And he also has a squint, they call it, where his eyes is like adjusted, slanted to one side. And you know, we picked up this condition at the health seminar, and apparently if we act in time, we are able to help him to restore his eyesight. So efforts now are on the way for our club to do that. As President Stephen wrote in the chat, I am now trying to see whether we can get their travel documents sorted out. They have an appointment for Natario on the 20th of July at Miami University Health Systems Hospital. The other aspect of that would be for us to help with the travel and accommodations, and eventually the getting sponsorship for the cost of his treatment. So Rotarian, for this project, we need all hands on deck. If you know anyone in any government ministries or the like that help facilitate and expedite this process, let's do this. Thank you, President Stephen.
Thank you, Jamal. And just to dovetail on that, ensure Jamal put in the capsule, and this was the whole essence. It's really a powerful program. We took it to another level. You know, we were doing the testing and the screening in the past, but this time we were able now to outfit those kids with glasses. I think we have at least for 80 of them, 60 of them got it over the weekend. And so another 20 will be distributed to them. So 80 kids will now be able to see in high definition. They really will have a good view, the excitement around their eye when they receive it. So, you know, we need to be commended. That is what we talked about, follow through, and it's gonna all work out. So Jamal, we really thank you for taking up the mantle of working on the travel documentation to, of course, the mother and father to travel. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the reality that exists in some of these communities. A lot of people have no need for travel documents, because they're not going anywhere. They cannot afford to go anywhere, like some of us. So these are real issues that we are fighting with. And once we are able to work that out, Jamal, we'll be able to determine the airline, the costing for the 2 tickets. And then we will determine how long, and get an average, how long they might stay. So we start looking at the hotel accommodation. We would want to get real good figures so we could be able to pull that up to the club and even look at outside sponsorship to get it, to assist with it. And so club members, I've seen some people already said they're going to make commitments. We expect everyone who can in the club. If you even give $5, I would expect that every member contribute towards this cause. Whatever you can give, you don't have to announce it. Jamal is going to be the point man. He's going to assemble his team, and Jamal will come back to you with all that information. And so he'll be coordinating through him to make sure this project works, that this child can see. Again, who knows, might be a future Rotarian president, as the case may be, right? And they'll be sitting right in the forum talking about how the Rotary Club of Nassau has assisted them. I also wanted to say as a follow-up, Jamal, just to give you some heads up, you know, the glasses, we had to play for the lenses, give us a little cost. So there was a figure came in. I was in the RCCOB meeting last night, and I presented to them that what it will cost to compensate for the glasses, so that they have graciously agreed to pay for that, so we have no worries there. Also cover the ticket and travel of Rhonda, compensated for it. So
that's awesome.
Things are working good. All right.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you sometimes have no stress. It's going to work out. It's all going to work out. I said it's all going to work out. So I just want to say thank you, Rotarian. Before Joan, can you give us a little update on what's happening for the 29th? Whether we need to bring our dancing shoes or not, or what's the name of the live band that's going to be there? Because I intend to be there all night. You just tell us what it's going to be like, and what type of drinks we can have. So it depends on what some people drinking. They dance a certain way. So you tell us.
President Stephen, you're the one who does all that kind of thing. I'll do the practical end of it. Okay, we are on the line for 60 persons, and just to let you know, if you have committed to go, then you'll be expected to pay the $20. At this point, we have probably 2 spaces left. If there are any members who did not get to book and who would like to come, if you would please let me know right away, because it'll be the first two persons. And also, it would be good if you can pay the money online, so there's less money to be collected on the evening. And also, as I said, you are really committed to this. If there's some really you can't come, perhaps by next week you would have to let me know. And as I say, unless that we can get someone to fill the space, you might still be liable for the $20, because we are on the line to pay the full amount to the yacht club. I think that's all right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Anyone has any questions on the 29th that they would like to finalize or just not sure about?
I think we did put on that the dress is elegant casual for the evening. We will be outside, so you have to bear that in mind also. Well, underneath a tent.
So Joan, we have to check with the weatherman to see what the temperature can be that night, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, that's good.
And we will have a raffle. The tickets will be $5 or 3 for $10, and we hope to have several nice prizes on that evening. So money will go towards the club and to the awards that we will be giving to the outgoing board.
What time is it, Joan?
6:30 for 7. We hope to, we say 6:30 so that we can get underway at 7. So, and there will be security so that the gate, someone will be in control at the gate, so you will be able to get in.
Everybody needs to be in place by 6:45. We have a very, very tight program that evening, and we have to finish at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So that everybody can get home before curfew.
We working, and don't forget the competent authorities say he can do some special things on Thursday. So I'm hoping Thursday.
Yes, but this competent authority has to break down everything and get it out of there before 10 o'clock. So.
No, Sheila, listen to what he's saying.
And the employees have to get home.
Sheila, the competent authority said on Thursdays he's going to do a treat for the Bahamas. So all that might change.
Yes, well, the club closes at 9, so.
Yeah, we understand that, but this is a day we laughing and smiling, Sheila. All right? Okay.
Also, there will be sanitizer station there, but please don't forget, you must still wear your mask unless we're sitting down and eating. If you go to move around the area, then you have to put the mask back on again.
Okay, great. Okay, we're looking forward to seeing everyone there. At that time, the board, it'll be exchange of board. The board that is presently on now, you'll see a new board falls in place, and there'll be some awards presented to some people, and a number of things will happen. So just to give you a gist of what will likely happen on that night, all right? So we can move pretty fast, that we can leave at least 20 minutes so we could get a little dance, So if we can finish in 1 hour, all the awards and the formalities, we'll have half an hour to dance, Sheila. Okay?
Absolutely no way. You've seen the program?
Sheila, imitate whatever program. If there's a way, there's a way. There's a way. All right, let's go.
President Stephen, just one more thing. I mean, are you keeping a secret the other special presentations that you're doing? I mean, the Paul Harris things, or?
Yeah, we'll leave that for that night. We're doing some Paul Harris on that night. We'll leave that for that night. So we'll be pretty good. Okay, let's move on to our program because we have a wonderful guest speaker in our midst today. Anniversaries. Tony, 24 years, the 12th of June. Zalika, 3 years, June 19. We want to congratulate them. And birthdays coming up is Rotarian Samita. Samita's online?
Yes.
Okay, Nadia, you have the jingle?
I do. 1 second.
All right. You can play the birthday ring for Samita.
For both, you want some Samita?
Both of what, Nadia?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
Okay, thank you very much. And I see some of y'all, Jamal just getting ready to move, Jamal. But you use your own voice so you can dance all night. You know, we can make sure we send the link in there so you can just have a dance in your office. And then Larry, by next meeting, we'll have Larry in the Junkanoo outfit, you know, because Larry give us a special 5 minutes, you know, demonstration. Okay.
The problem is with that present, Stephen, Larry doesn't know when to come off the dance floor, man.
Oh, he don't know when to come off? Well, we'll send the competent authority for him, Jamal. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. With that, Falia, we pass it right back on to you.
Thank you so much for that, President Stephen. So we will now have Treasurer Sonia.
No, we can skip that. I don't think Sonia's on.
Sonia's on? Okay.
Yeah, go straight into it, yeah.
Okay, so introduction of the speaker should be done by Rotarian Owen.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Rotarian Falia. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and distinguished guests. It has been an honor that I am given to introduce our speaker for today. Our speaker is a well-published scientist who actively participates in regional and international conferences and workshops on agriculture and food security. She has taught at the Department of Food Production and Faculty of Food and Agriculture at the University of West Indies St. Augustine's campus for over 9 years at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. At the University of Trinidad and Tobago, she developed and executed courses on livestock product development in agro-processing and supervised graduate projects focused on innovative products for commercialization. She is a licensed butcher with tremendous technical and practical experience in animal slaughter, carcass fabrication, and novel product development for small island development states. She is currently an animal scientist at the Caribbean of Agriculture and Research Institute, CARDI, where she serves as an advisor to CARICOM on livestock production. She is the country's representative of CARDI in the Bahamas and has the mandate to support the Bahamas food and nutrition security goals through partnerships with key stakeholders, including the Ministry of Agriculture in the Bahamas. She has worked extensively with stakeholders here to educate and train agricultural science teachers, farmers, students, extension officers, and the public on various aspects of food production, value chain analysis, and agro-ecotourism. In the Bahamas, she has focused on developing the roots and tubers value chain as a means of improving the diets of Bahamians by substituting the value chain as a means of improving the diets of Bahamians by substituting simple carbohydrates like rice and flour with complex carbs, impacting the incidence of non-communicable disease like diabetes and hypertension. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming our speaker for this evening, Dr. Michele Singh. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that very warm welcome. And thank you to Rotary Club Nassau for inviting me to give this presentation to all of you today. So before I start, I just need you to know I am a non-Bahamian. I am actually from Trinidad and Tobago. So if my accent is a little bit difficult to understand, please bear with me. So we will go straight into the presentation. And I will ask you to hold your questions till the end of the presentation or type them in the chat box so that the moderator can raise those questions at a later time. So the title of this presentation, Food Sovereignty in the Bahamas, a return to our roots for healthy living. I would like to share with you some statistics published by PAHO in 2021 on the mortality rates and causes of mortality in the Bahamas. As you can see, more than 30% of deaths have been attributed to cardiovascular diseases, 5% attributed to diabetes, and that's diabetes mellitus type 1 and 2, 17% being attributed to communicable maternal, perinatal, and nutritional conditions. And in total, in the Bahamas, non-communicable diseases or NCDs account for up to 74% of all deaths in the Bahamas. And usually when I do a presentation like this, I like it to be face-to-face so that I can see your expressions when I give these figures. Last year, a study was undertaken in Nassau alone, and the results were staggering. More than 21% of those persons interviewed had high blood pressure, 26% had elevated blood pressure, 7% were diagnosed with diabetes, 12% had elevated fasting glucose, and that is often a measure as an indicator for diabetes mellitus. 70% of those persons in the survey were overweight. 47% did not eat at least one food a day. Somebody's mic is giving some feedback.
Rita, check your mic.
And about 33% had fast food 2 or more times per week. Now, this here is a recipe for disaster because, as you know, the increase in chronic non-communicable diseases places an extra burden on your healthcare system, on your national healthcare system. Almost 2/3 of the NCD deaths are related to tobacco use, harmful use of alcohol, unhealthy eating, and a lack of physical activity or sedentary lifestyle. What I want to focus on today is the unhealthy component. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this image, but it is published by your Department of Nutrition in the Ministry of Health, and it's the Bahamas' food drum, of course, using the goatskin drum to make it more relatable to Bahamians and the Junkanoo Festival. But in this image is supposed to depict the different food categories or food groups and their portion sizes. It is a little bit of a challenge to really get that information out of it. And I do know that work is being done to improve the visuals and applicability of this particular image. But what does it say? It says, use our food drum to help you choose a variety of foods daily. Limit the amount of high fat and greasy foods you eat. Make starchy vegetables, peas, and beans a part of your diet. Choose foods with less sugar and less salt as often as possible. Choose a variety of fruits and vegetables every day. Drink lots of water. Mr. President, it is advisable not to drink alcohol, but if you drink, do so in moderation. Make physical activity and exercise a part of your lifestyle. And this for me is the most important one. Choose foods for their nutritional value, not for the name brand or the cost. And of course, breast milk is the best choice for infants. This now, because I represent the CARICOM arm of agriculture, this is the image that we use for the rest of the Caribbean. This is the image that we teach in schools. It actually shows you a plate and what your plate is supposed to look like and the proportions of the different food groups that are supposed to comprise your plate. And as you can see, staples, particularly the root crops, are supposed to comprise about 60% of your plate. But what does that mean? It means that we have to eat what is available or do something different. What many of us don't know is that 90% of the meat we consume, chicken, pork, beef, small ruminants, SR, sheep and goats, so your mutton, is only 90% of the meat is only limited to about 5 species of animals out of the rich biodiversity available. 80% of the food that we consume as humans and those that we feed to animals are limited only to six grains: soy, corn, rice, wheat, beans, and rye. But what does that mean for us as Caribbean people? It means we have a total dependence on food that may or may not be grown in our part of the world. That means we rely on external sources for food. One second, please. 1 second, please. I might have to use a few French words. Okay. Are you still seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I would like to introduce you to a word known as food sovereignty. Food sovereignty and food security are two terms that should never be confused. I'll define what food security is. Food security is access by all to food. Food sovereignty is the right of people to healthy and culturally appropriate food produced through ecologically sound and sustainable methods. And it includes the right of people to define their own food and agriculture systems. We will come right back to this definition once we get through the presentation. Now, if you recall, the food drum or the food plate, more than 70% of your plate is supposed to be comprised of carbohydrates. And carbohydrates come in two forms: complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. The simple carbohydrates comprise of wheat flour, so the flour that you batter your fish to fry, the pasta that you use to make your baked macaroni, your sweets, all of the fructose that you have, all of those are simple carbohydrates and they cause a rapid spike in your blood glucose level. Complex carbohydrates release glucose in a continuous manner, and they usually are the vegetables, the whole grains, the beans, starches, and dextrose. Now, which do you choose? Simple carbohydrates are the one that are most readily available. It is what comprises your average food basket: flour, rice, pasta. They are easily digested by the body and they do not provide long-term energy. Now, there is a tremendous link between the increased consumption of simple carbohydrates and the incidence of diabetes and non-communicable diseases. Your complex carbohydrates are your fibers and starches, and they digest it slower, so they release glucose more slowly. So you have a long-lasting energy source, and they're usually found in nutrient-dense foods like beans and sweet potatoes. All right, they provide you with a sustained source of energy and aids in fat loss. Why is this important? It is important because when you take your fasting blood glucose level, if you have consumed a lot of simple carbs, which is the average diet, you will find spikes in your glucose level. And over time, that is going to predispose you to diabetes and hypertension and ultimately non-communicable diseases. So, how do we get back to our roots? And I put roots in inverted commas because I really mean getting back to our roots and tubers. What are the roots and tubers? These are those, are you seeing the entire slide or are you seeing the slides on the side? Oh, okay, there we go. Right. Roots and tubers are those which grow below the earth's surface, and they comprise tubers, rhizomes, corms, and stems. Very, very important to nutrition and health. It is an important cultivated staple because it's second only to cereals. And when I say cereals, I mean rice and wheat. They include potatoes, cassava, sweet potato, yams, and I'll describe some more to you. Now, when I looked at those persons in attendance, I see a lot of younger folks. And I am pretty sure the items we're going to discuss now, you may see them in the food store, but they will never reach into your food basket. And I'm imploring you, let us look more closely at these items if we wish to lead healthy lifestyles. Roots and tubers are native to Latin America and the Caribbean. They are well adapted crops to our type of the environment, and they're climate resilient, climate resistance because they grow below the earth's surface. That simply means, and we tested it during Dorian, we had acres under cultivation in Abaco. The floods came and the floods went, and our farmers were able to harvest fields and fields of sweet potato and were able to feed themselves. These roots and tubers are highly nutritious sources of energy. When we compare the caloric content between grains and roots and tubers, of course, roots and tubers come in way below the traditional grains like rice and wheat, which means they're more nutritious and they're less calorie dense. So I'm going to go through very quickly some of the more popular roots and tubers and show you that the diversity of each of these commodities. And in the Bahamas, unfortunately, I have not encountered a lot of people who make these roots and tubers a standard part of their diet, particularly because of the high dependence on imported foods and the American way of eating. All right. Cassava. Many of you would see it in the food store. Many of you would bypass cassava. But cassava is one of the most versatile sources of carbohydrates that you can find. It can be used in every single way you would normally use wheat flour. Most of you would normally boil your cassava and have it as a boil. Cassava can be converted into French fries. It can be converted into snacks like chips. That picture with the chocolate chip, that is actually my picture with chocolate chip cassava brownies. Then we have cassava breads and the various puddings. Now, sometimes when I go out and I get my chicken sauce or my boiled fish, I get cassava bread. But cassava bread here, I find is sweet. In the southern part of the Caribbean, particularly in Guyana, where a lot of cassava flour is made and used, it is unsweetened. I didn't put a name here because I know many of you would be familiar with sweet potatoes. What you may not know is that sweet potatoes come in a variety of color. The more intense the color, so the orange and the purple varieties are very rich in antioxidants. In fact, in some Southern Caribbean countries, we now use that yellow sweet potato to replace carrots, which is important. So we grow the yellow sweet potato just to replace carrots. The purple sweet potato is one of the richest sources of antioxidants, and antioxidants help trap and remove those impurities in your blood. So they attach themselves to the free radicals that roam your body and remove them. All right. Now here you can see a variety of sweet potato products. The one on the upper right-hand corner is actually made right here in the Bahamas. It's the sweet potato flour made right here in the Bahamas. I personally use sweet potato in place of imported Irish potato. All right. There are a number of companies in Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad who make sweet potato fries and actually export it. So we are able to tie that value chain from growing and production into an end product while still maintaining the nutritious value of sweet potatoes. And one of the things I want to encourage Bahamians, and especially you women, experiment. I know all of us are working and all of us are professionals, but at the end of the day, all of that will not matter if you succumb to a non-communicable disease like diabetes or hypertension. So it may be well worth your while to find these items in the food store and incorporate them into your diet, because we as Caribbean people must define our health and nutrition. We must define the agriculture that we want based on what we choose to consume. And I say choose to consume because we should be choosing nutrient dense foods as opposed to what is easily available or easier to find or cheaper. I see this in the food store all the time. It's one of my favorite foods, Eddie or Edo or Malanga. As I said, all of these are complex carbohydrates. And I put Eddie when I do my boiled fish, although the Bahamians say that's not a Bahamian thing. But guess what? I have to import Irish potato to put in that boiled fish. Eddie grows right here in the Bahamas and it's the perfect substitute. So I want you to consider for every single time you use wheat flour from the food store, pasta, Irish potatoes, find a locally grown root and tuber to substitute it with. Your cardiac system is going to thank you for that. Again, dasheen. I don't know that I've seen much Bahamians picking up this vegetable in the food store, but Jamaica, Barbie, all of the Southern Caribbean, this is a huge part of the diet, primarily because, again, we don't have much money to import food. And I don't know how many of you realize it, but the Bahamas is now starting to feel the ripple effects of COVID-19. You would already see that there are food shortages on your grocery shelves. And I don't know how many of you have visited Wendy's in the last week or so. You will notice that there are no chicken items on their menu. Why? Because during COVID-19 last year, when everything shut down, no chickens could have been produced and all of the stored stocks have been exhausted. So guess what's going to happen? We import here in the Bahamas chicken from North America and Brazil. Do you think these countries are going to export to us chicken instead of feeding it to their own people? We are in for a very rude awakening, and it's going to happen sooner than you think. So my plea to you, find these items in the food store. The more you eat ground or root and tubers, the healthier you will be, but you will also be supporting local agriculture. And again, when it comes to dasheen, it's a very versatile crop. Yams. I see yams being sold here, but again, I don't see it in the food baskets. Yam is one of the most popular roots and tubers across the world. It is also very versatile, as are those that I spoke about before. The middle of this picture is actually a yam cheesecake. All right. Remember, when I was being introduced, they told you I teach product development. So almost any product that is grown here, there has to be a way to utilize it and get more value from it than what we get at the farm gate. Some other local sources of complex carbohydrates: young green bananas. And I say young because the more mature the banana or the green banana, the higher it becomes in simple carbohydrates and glucose. So the young green banana are those that still have those ridges well defined, because as the banana matures, those ridges fill out and you get almost a smooth fruit. Green banana can be used again, and breadfruit, to substitute potatoes, to substitute wheat flour, to substitute pasta. I actually make a green banana sauce. All right. I do green banana in potato salad. Instead of potato, I use the young green banana. I do mashed green bananas. I can do a shepherd's pie with young green banana or breadfruit. But all of these provide your body with complex carbohydrates that lead to that very slow release of glucose in your bloodstream so that you are less susceptible to chronic non-communicable diseases. So I say to you in closing, pick your plate. Are we going to continue to consume foods that are produced in countries where we have to import it and our food plate is going to be dictated by persons outside of our country and our region? Or are we as a people going to choose to eat roots and get back to our roots for a healthier lifestyle? And I told you I'll come back to this. And I say again, food sovereignty is the right of people to healthy and culturally appropriate food and the right to define their own food and agriculture systems. Get back to your roots, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Singh. We truly appreciate that very informative and timely and beneficial presentation. And also the pointers that you would have shared. So hopefully moving forward, we all would be able to make a more healthier choice when we go into the food store, just so we can move forward to a more healthier living lifestyle of eating. We appreciate that. So we would now open the floor for any questions that any of you all would have for Dr. Singh. Any questions?
Yes, I do actually. Let me see, how can I frame it now? I'm trying to understand about rice. I know that they normally say too much of anything is not good for you, but I like rice. I like bread. So is there any substitutes for them? Because I mean, I can't find any way to avoid eating them.
Every single one of those crops that I mentioned that is in your food store can be substituted for rice. It is a lifestyle change. I'm not saying stop eating rice forever. I am saying reduce the amount of simple carbohydrates that you put into your body.
Understood. All right, appreciate it.
Yes, and I do know, Dr. Singh, you mentioned banana sauce, green banana sauce. Yes, I guess I'm not sure who else would be interested, but if you're able to, would you be able to share that recipe with us? I guess by email to President Stephen, and he'd be able to distribute it.
No problem.
Any other recipes you may have as well.
Yes, and any other recipes.
The thing is, I'm not much of a meat eater, and I'll give you a funny story. When I first came to work in the Bahamas, I said, okay, so where do I get my meats? And they said, you go to the food store. I said, what do you mean go to the food store? Because back home in Trinidad, I can go to the butcher, pick my chicken, in 5 minutes, it's clean in front of me, and I have a bag of fresh chicken with blood, red blood flowing out of it. And in 15 minutes time, a live chicken could be in my pot. But I'll share something with you in the Bahamas. Most of the meats that you consume have been in storage for between 36 and 48 months.
Wow.
So guess what happens when you store meat over that length of time? The nutritional content decreases over time. So what you do is season the life out of your chicken with your adobo and Maggi and whatever other salty seasonings that you use to bring some type of flavor. But fresh meat has its own flavor. Fresh meat comes with its own taste and flavor profile, which is why I'm a huge advocate for the farmer's market. When you go to the farmer's market, you have access to locally grown fresh meats and produce.
Everyone could actually try not eating meat at all. I've been a vegetarian for 35 years.
I'm an advocate for that because we have teeth to chew. But I have been a vegetarian for 2 years, and to be quite honest, if I have meat once for the week, I'm okay.
I must admit that very occasionally I'll eat fish, mainly when I go out and there's nothing on the menu I can eat.
Right. But funny thing, one of the other complaints I get when I speak about roots and tubers is, how do we cook it? Well, my goodness, peel it and try it however you wish to try it. Just try it. We did a training in St. Kitts where we introduced the purple sweet potato, and we had tons of chefs coming up with various ideas and recipes and dishes with purple sweet potato. It was an awesome experience.
Right.
We have one more question that's in the chat. Also, what is your recommendation or substitute for the Bahamian national dish, the peas and rice, potato salad, and coleslaw, so that our people can become more health conscious?
Well, substitute the potato, the imported Irish potato, with breadfruit or eddy or cassava or sweet potato or green banana. If you have the green banana salad instead of a potato salad, you will never be able to tell the difference.
Hey, Dr. Singh, you said green bananas?
Young green bananas.
Because because we just cut a batch of bananas. My wife got into doing a lot of backyard farming. Okay. And so we have
stick a pin right there. When you speak with me, I detest the word backyard farming because nothing good happens in the back.
Home gardening.
Home gardening.
Home gardening, doctor.
Hey, well, we have lettuce, we have kiwi, we have papaya, we have mulberry, we have pomegranate, we have bananas, we have pears. So, I mean, and like our salads that we eat on Sunday, we put them right out of our garden.
Very well. So
but you said green bananas now, because I'm going to cut those green bananas, and my wife is probably going to kill me. And I'm going to tell her I'm going to try. I wanted to make potato salad for Father's Day. So make sure you got my back, Doc, because I can eat something to call after I already cut those bananas.
But make sure the bananas are young,
Yeah, they're young, but right. they're coming, they're getting there, but it's a lot. It's about 50, I mean, probably 25 to 50 of them on that batch.
On one bunch?
Well, but about 20 on a bunch, 20, 25 on a bunch.
That's a very small amount, to be quite honest with you. But the green banana, you can actually boil them and freeze them in the skin, in the jacket, so that when you're ready to use them, you just grab them out of the fridge. So that same curry chicken, you put the Irish potato in, you can chunk up the boiled green banana in that.
And they'll taste the same?
They'll taste the same. You'd never know the difference.
but what will taste the same like rice? Like Jamal said, I'm a rice lover. I mean, even though I don't get rice as much as I want, like on Father's Day coming up, I would hope to get some rice, at least a little bit of rice, but how do you substitute rice? Do you get quinoa or something like that? I mean, because breadfruit, just saying and cut it. I mean, how could you flavor breadfruit to taste like a nice batch of juicy green peas and rice?
You'd be surprised.
So, and added to that, why would it be a substitute? Could it be portion control? Do you really have to substitute?
Or you can just not use polished white rice and use brown rice, parboiled rice, which I understand Bahamians don't like. But guess what? It's the healthier option.
It tastes bad.
It tastes bad because you don't know how to cook it.
No, it doesn't, Dwayne. It's much better for you as well, exactly. Like Michelle said.
That's because you like all these things.
Because I've trained myself to like these things. And if I don't know how many of you all have traveled to the Southern Caribbean. I'll boast on my Southern Caribbean people.
Yeah, I have.
Right? You will not be able to buy a plate of food without getting some ground provision in there, some root.
Agreed.
All right? So it's simply a matter of looking at what you eat and choosing your plate, being sensible about it. You like white rice, no problem. Nobody says the plate has to be brimming with crab rice, you know, and the coleslaw doesn't have to be dripping with mayonnaise. You understand?
Yes, that's very true.
And don't trust your taste buds. Sometimes you can get fooled by, you think you're eating one thing and you're actually eating something much healthier. We just did a test with conch salad. Now we all love conch salad. We substituted jelly coconut for the conch, and nobody knew.
Well, I would volunteer, Mr. President, if you get your group together to do a few cooking classes with these products, with these roots and tubers, so that we can actually build capacity in people. So when you purchase the item, you are in a better position to prepare it in a way that is appealing to the Bahamian palate.
Sounds good. My wife can have to be in the first, she can be in the front row.
Sign me up, Doc. Sign me up.
Doc, we'll organize that. We will definitely, most definitely.
And I see my good friend Samita is here and she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dr. Michele, I'm working with the Expo 2020 Bahamas Pavilion. It's in Dubai later. We're just about to start a series of cooking shows. So I would love to include you in that. So can I email you?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Mr. Dean has my email address. And it is on the slide as well.
Okay. Leah?
Yes, so I guess, is that all the questions that we have?
Well, we can remain behind to just get one or two more.
Okay. All right, so now we will have the rotary four-way test. Is it the truth?
Of the things.
Sorry. Four-way test of the things we think, say, or do.
The truth.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And most importantly,
will it be fun?
On the 29th, it will be fun.
Be fun.
You unmute yourself, Leah.
Sorry, my apologies. Okay, so now we will have past President Robin with the Rotary toast.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. Today we will have the whole toast, which states that all the Rotarians and guests who are here, along with those Rotarians who are there, let us join Rotarians everywhere in a toast to Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the world.
And now to you, President Stephen.
Okay, thank you, Leo, for really outstanding job in navigating this through today. I think it was earlier wonderful. Those who missed this really missed a treat. I'm going to tell you what was presented today exceeded my expectations. And I think, Dr. Singh, we got to come back for this. That's only the first half, So you have to come back for part B. And so I really want to thank you. I really want to thank you for an inspiring presentation. You really got us thinking. You have me thinking. And I'm interested. I will be in the food class also to teach, because I got some green bananas outside and they can get cut this evening, So I was just waiting on them to get yellow, to see the first one or two get yellow, but they will get cut today. And so we really want to thank you and for the work that you do. Yes, I have had the experience in visiting the Caribbean countries. I know when I went to Jamaica for a couple months, I asked them, what is this you all giving me? I want my macaroni, my potato salad, and everything I started raving about. But like you say, every plate had something that was cut from the ground, that was grown locally. And I think that is wonderful. So we are on one wonderful, I thought this was a good fitting way to have a meeting at this time of the year. So some of us can look at our diets, and the statistics are startling, and we must take heed, because people are dying every day. One time ago, Rotarians, as I close, when you hear somebody die, you have to ask, say, who's that person, where they live, and give me some background. But now when you have a death now, you know the name. You just talked to them yesterday. I just talked to them last week. They look healthy. So I think we should take heed of our health, and otherwise, other places we would have to pay for this information, but we got it free. So the floor is open. If anyone wants to ask Doc anything, she's still around to get 1 or 2 questions.
Well, one thing that I haven't heard anybody ask, where do I get plants to start my own roots and tuber garden? You see?
I can ask that, Doc, where do I get plants to start?
That's cheating.
Boys, President Stephen, if you don't know Doc by now, you got to learn her. Love you, Michelle. Beautiful presentation. Got to run. Call you later.
Okay.
But Doc, we'll talk. We'll talk, most definitely.
And I mean, my email is there. The Institute Cardi is here to serve the people of the Bahamas, and we're very, very privileged to have been given this opportunity to share information with the Rotary Club of Nassau. Thank you very much.
So do you all have connection with the BAMSI?
All of us we work together.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, all of us work together.
Well, can I find all these things down in BAMSI if I take a flight over there?
I know you will get cassava and sweet potato for sure. So the other things, when we get together, it'll be just a matter of telling you how to make your own plans. That's pretty simple.
Okay. Charlene, you take note? Charlene, you take note?